much room. You never left me very much room. But this works.
Yeah.
Oh, is that you calling me?
No, that's probably your lawyer. Maybe?
Oh, hey, Derek.
Hi there. Have I got you on phone?
Yeah, I was just driving. I couldn't answer my phone, but I can now, and our good friend is here. So.
Hey, well, I'll just stay on mute and let you beat me, okay?
Yeah,
That's
no
all.
sweat, man.
Yeah, because this is gonna be a long.
I know. I
Yeah.
talked with Derek already, so it's all good here. So.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just gonna pretend you're not here, Derek, unless you want me to shut up or something. Okay.
I've told you to shut up before. No, I'm just on mute. You guys call me. You let me know if you need me.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I like the vehicle, by the way.
Thank you.
So I'm Constable McCall. Derek called you about me and all of these things. So I don't know if you are familiar with why I'm here. I don't know if your lawyer kind of explained things. Okay. So just I know that there's stuff ongoing with UBCO, hence the lawyer, etc. I'm not involved with any of that, right?
Yeah.
Just so you're aware of that. The reason that I'm involved is today you ended up sending this photograph.
Do I get a copy of that?
No, this is for me to show you.
Yeah, it says confidential. Yes, exactly.
Right. So so you're familiar with that. Obviously, that's why I'm here talking to you. That's why I've been tracking you down for the day. Okay. So what can you tell me about that?
Okay, so there's a non-academic hearing on the 6th of this month.
Okay.
A few teachers really hate my guts.
Okay.
But I don't want to get into details. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I don't like them and they don't like me is because in all the years of going to school and working hard, last year I decided to check out my mental health and I got some diagnoses. So now I'm in touch with the Learning Center.
This is all at the university?
Yes,
okay.
The Disability Center, I mean. And they're giving me accommodations right now so I can write my exams because I'm having to deal with this academic stuff.
Right.
And one of the beefs that is very irritating and disturbing is they looked into my medical records, which is my confidentiality and privacy between me and my doctor only.
Right.
And I was assured that wouldn't happen. I did 10 years in the hospital doing nursing, which I just still have a license, but I know how important that is, and I know how serious that is. It's like the academic, it's like plagiarism there is a big deal. Well, in the other worlds in medical, confidentiality is the big deal. And you guys have your own big deals. But anyway, so I finally believed that they wouldn't do that. Then this dean that I sent this picture to sent me a message about a week or two ago saying that I am now screening all your emails. I had a suspicion he was doing that because emails were getting delayed and meetings that I had, Zoom meetings, were being delayed too. We're going to do a Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock, but it doesn't get the Zoom message until 3 o'clock. What's going on with that? So I was talking to an investigator yesterday, and I said, hey, you know what? This is going on. I would like to catch them looking in my medical records. She's like, Axel, it's not really worth looking into. Don't worry, I'll be confidential. I go, yeah, you'll be confidential, but I need a confidential email to be able to get messages to you. And she goes, yeah, that is a problem because they're screening your messages. I said, but, and I have a meeting with my doctor today at 1 o'clock. And she sent me a Zoom link. I said, that's okay, but I don't trust that Zoom link because it's coming from a UBC address. I will send her my own Zoom invite for the same time. Doesn't matter, it'll come in. But I sent it off at about 7:30 or 8 this morning because I knew there was a delay between then and 1 o'clock. So what I also did is I talked to the investigator and I said, hey, you know, I could put some, like a picture of porn in there or something. And then they'll see a, you know, a big dildo or something. And then if it's, you know, my doctor who's getting it and I write an explanation, you know, graphic material, don't open it. I'll talk to you about it later, which is what I did. She goes, no, Axel, don't put porn in there. That's wrong. Okay. I said, no problem. I'll send some of my graphic imagery, which is being voted, and the critiques are great. You know, it's nothing threatening. It's my Indigenous friend, and he's holding a rifle outside the window. She didn't say anything bad about that, the investigator. And I said, I'm going to put a code on it. I'm going to put 2 codes. One's going to be an email, one's going to be a text code, which you put in the text and it opens. You get the text. So if I put your phone number in, you can open it. The other code will be confirm it's you, and you get the code, and then you can open it. And I'm gonna make sure it expires in 1 day. She's like kind of following me and thinking it's okay. So I sent both messages to my doctor this morning. To my doctor, that's it. And attached to it was the 2 images. You're only seeing one of them, by the way. The other one was him smoking a cigarette, no big deal. This one was him holding the rifle, no big deal either, really. And the other attachment was the Zoom. You cannot forward it, you cannot print it, you cannot send it to anywhere when it's got that confidentiality code on it. What you can do is do a screenshot, which is what that is, obviously. And once you open it and close it, it's disappeared after the time. I can look into the Google records, and I did all this research, and I can see when it was opened by who. And it was the dean, Associate Dean, Dale Mullings. Then I didn't know this right away because I didn't look into it. I'm just busy doing my work. I completely forget about this. 1 o'clock comes around, I open up my Zoom. Guess what? My doctor's not there because she didn't get the Zoom invite because it was interrupted and stopped. And once you open it and it's only one access I provided, you can't forward it to your buddies. So he couldn't send it to the doctor. Yep. I know. Am I talking too much?
Well, actually, that's a lot of information.
Well, I know, but okay, fine. Anyway, so what should I say now? Just say I'm not a threat, obviously.
No,
Well,
just maybe. So you sent the picture, 2 pictures.
Yeah.
One smoking a cigarette, one holding a gun.
Yeah.
Can you turn up
You
just
didn't
if
send
it's
it
possible?
Turn it up.
Yes, sir.
Yours.
You're turning your engine off.
That's a good idea. I still have the rating.
What Constable needs to know is, were you considering that as a threat or to be threatening?
Oh God,
What
no.
was your intention behind
Oh,
this image?
my intention-
This image, right?
The intention behind that was to have a discussion with my doctor about it, and I'm using that exact image in a project I'm still handing in.
So why were you sending that to a doctor? Like, is there...
Because I wanted to discuss the picture, and I also wanted to see if she'd get the message.
Okay, so what you said prior to your lawyer jumping in was, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to understand what you're saying is basically you're trying to, for lack of a better term, set up the university for stealing your information from the doctor kind of thing? Is that...
I wanted, no, not stealing. I wanted to see if my messages were confidential.
Okay,
Yeah.
see where it turns out, where it's... Okay.
Yeah. And that was the investigator who agreed with it. I could do that.
Yeah.
She just didn't
So
want me to,
investigator,
yeah.
you're talking about university?
Libby Zeke, yeah.
That's someone with UBCO.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had a conversation with exactly about that yesterday.
And your thoughts were a sex image of some sorts. Someone said don't, and you went with these two images.
The investigator. I was joking with her. We had a 2-hour conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, am I talking too much now? Well, no. This is the truth. I'm not telling you the truth.
Yeah.
I was 2-hour conversation, and I said, hey, I can't even talk to my doctors right now.
Right. Okay.
And I go, well, can I send a sex image? And she goes, and she laughed and said, no, don't do that. I go, okay, well, I'll send some of my art, my photography.
So
Yeah.
so this is an image you took,
Of
your
course.
photography.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's part of my project. I'm sending out a bunch more. But since then, I'm going to do it postal mail.
Yeah, and if I can ask you a question, and then I have a couple follow-up things just to make sure things are all hunky-dory here. But being that it's a university and what's going on in the world right now, do you think it was a good idea to send this image to university or I know you weren't maybe trying to, you meant to, but your idea was for them to intercept it?
No, my idea was to,
listen to what he said. I'm not trying to get you screwed here.
The thing about it is, like my medical information is very important to me.
I understand.
And my photography isn't that important to me.
But you get why I'm involved with this, right? It's a guy with because it can be misconstrued.
I wish you would get involved when the security guard threw money and hit me in the back of the head. I did make a report and nobody cared.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish there was some getting involved that day.
Well, I've never met you before in my life.
Well, there's a file there. You could look into it and get involved.
But
would you?
Okay, well, we're dealing with one thing at a time here. This is obviously I'm sure you can appreciate the fact that
but let's
just
be real.
listen to me for a sec. When anyone, I don't know you, I don't know.
No, you're trying to teach me a lesson now, and I ain't gonna learn that lesson.
Axel, just try not not to interrupt.
Okay.
Hear me
Yeah.
as I'm saying.
All right,
Like-
fine.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to screw you over here. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand. I've never met you before, all right? All I have is I've got the university saying, hey, this was sent, we're concerned. From a policing, everyone, I mean, it's kind of common knowledge, hey, schools sometimes have bad shit like this happen. So that's why I'm trying to track you down, right?
Okay.
Is to say what's going on with this. I don't know you, right? I mean, you've told me what you say, what you said is why you did it. Seems plausible. I'm not a technical guy with computers and stuff, but
Neither am I, actually.
right, but I understand what you're saying. And it kind of does jive with a little bit of what they were saying, some stuff anyway, which I won't get into. But it kind of, I don't think you're lying to me here or nothing. But
Not that good.
But
To make this all up freestyle live, we should be in Hollywood screens.
So I'm going to ask you bluntly.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Do you have any inclination at all to cause harm to anyone at the university?
Big fat zero.
Okay. Do you have any plans to use a firearm for anything, threatening anyone, nothing like that?
No,
Okay.
zero. Big zero. I got an A on that picture, by the way.
Yeah. But
Okay.
no,
Big
but-
zero. Yes, it's a big
Okay,
zero.
okay.
But they catch your attention real quick and fast, and this was a retaliatory act.
Sorry.
They caught your attention real quick and fast when they decided to put that spin on my images. You only get the bad one. What about the other good ones? You know.
Fair, okay, but I'm sure. Do you get
Yes.
where I'm coming
Yeah,
from?
yeah.
Is universities has something going on with you,
Yeah,
and
they
then
do.
they get an image. 1 out of 10, 1 out of 2, just a single image. They still get an image of a guy with a firearm, and I'm sure you. Is it fair to say you can understand from a police perspective where I'm coming from? On
I
this?
can, but don't forget, I don't check your emails either, right? But they
Yeah.
were checking my emails.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm not dealing with that, right? I'm dealing
But
with
you
the firearm.
could, you know.
I'm not.
Anyway.
That's not a police issue. Your lawyer's
Yeah.
dealing with that, right?
All right.
But do you get what I'm saying? though?
Yes. They
Okay.
They looked into my doctor's and me emails and saw some pictures, which are scary to them.
Well, I need to
Yeah.
better understand someone's,
Yeah.
where they're coming from, right? Because you didn't go and threaten to hurt somebody, but I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I've
Well,
never-
they didn't read
people
the
do
letter.
shit
I
like
wrote a
that.
big letter there too. I wrote the letter, and the letter
Okay.
says, this email is being sent by me to my doctor to discuss. If this message does not get to my doctor, it indicates that this message has been opened by a third party before it went to my doctor, and by the way, I am CCing this exact same message to myself without the confidentiality report, so I can then show and prove that my medical records are being looked at by people who are not authorized or consented to do that. And the letter isn't there, which explains what I just told you.
Yeah.
It's all attached.
Yeah, and so I didn't read it all
Yeah.
verbatim but that does jive with what I know. I obviously so.
Okay, I'm glad they give you that part.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
I don't make the stuff up.
No, and
I'm
I
real.
appreciate. That's why I wanted to talk to you because I only had one side, right?
Okay, yeah, for
So it's important that you told me that. So I appreciate that. So I'm going to ask you another thing, just for you know what? I'm not going to ask you that.
Okay, thanks. Because you know,
so-
I can't make this shit up. I'm a student. I'm already 42 years old. I don't need to be in the university.
I hear you.
Treat me like a grown-up, you people.
So whatever you got going on with them, that's I have.
Yeah.
The police have zero interest in that at this point. I mean, obviously you have a lawyer dealing with that. So this here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to document on the file that I spoke to you, what you've told me, based on the other documentation that I have read or what they've told me. It totally seems to jive with what you're telling me. Okay.
100%, it's truth.
So I believe, honestly, I believe what you're
And
telling
we
me.
wouldn't be talking
So-
right now if the message went to where it was sent. You know, like if I open your mail, like it's illegal to open people's mail. It's not yours. Then you open someone's mail and it says, you know, you're an asshole. We shouldn't open that mail.
Yeah. So yes. So I'm going to document on the file our conversation here.
Yeah.
And what you told me and all the documents that you've discussed, I have access to. I want to put them on the hard copy file. I'll update the university that I don't believe there's something's going to happen here. But honestly though, moving forward though,
put the truth in there.
I am going to,
because
100%.
it wasn't sent to them.
But what
or
I'm
5
gonna,
people. Whatever
Okay,
it is.
so I'm going to tell you from a policing perspective. Your lawyer might say something different or more, add to it or whatever. Don't do any more of this
I
stuff.
won't.
Because honestly, the police are already involved. There's a
Okay.
file created. If you do,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to treat it differently.
Yeah.
That I've spoken to you and now you're still sending stuff. That's concerning, right?
Well, if they open my emails now that I sent to my lawyer, it could be bad too, because I'm telling them how bad they are.
Okay.
Because that's what they did. They opened my emails that were sent to my doctor, which is like bad. Like if I send you an email, they shouldn't open it. But
Yeah.
if they can, they could maybe try.
I think that's something that your lawyer will
Yeah.
probably address. But I'm just saying, anything like this,
Yeah. I forgot
don't
about
send
it.
that.
I
Honestly.
forgot about it already. That when you guys came to the house, I was already doing my homework and my
I
exams.
hear you.
I was like, "What do you mean? I didn't think that was even a thing." Like it's like you got caught cheating. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been cheating because you got slapped. Oh, what I get? It shouldn't have happened, right?
Okay. I hear. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I was just wondering, this whole record, and I hope you do a dandy job. Does my lawyer get a copy of that, or do I get a copy?
Well, for the civil litigation stuff going on, your lawyer can
Eventually.
totally apply,
Okay.
get in touch with the RCMP in Kelowna and say we want a copy. It would be for like court purposes. Obviously, this proceeding going on.
Okay.
But I can't just. Here you go, just hand it out because you asked. Your lawyer would know probably the process to deal with it, but
information.
it would be the disclosure
application.
unit
Yeah,
at the attachment here. Okay.
And so this is what you guys wanted to discuss when you guys came to the house today.
Yes.
Just exactly this.
Exactly this.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it didn't happen at the house.
Well, I would have respected your privacy. We have an obligation to do that, right? I wouldn't have just willy-nilly said something right in front of someone there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's kind of...
Okay, Derek, I think we're finished here. Hey, are you there, Derek?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I think we're finished. I guess I'm gonna just fire up my engine and let you go unless you want to say something to me.
No,
Thursday.
We can talk tomorrow, Axel.
Or Thursday.
Good night,
Okay.
Constable. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Axel.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Bye. That's expensive, you know.
I know. I'm dealing with something. My mom died and my sister's suing me. Estranged sister. $3.50 an hour. And that's a local lawyer. Yours is in Vancouver.
Yeah, this is $5. But look how gentle he is, right? Like when he talked to you. So they are making me, and this is now off the record, I hope, right?
Oh, 100%.
So they're making me look like a bad guy. But what I'm doing is saying, hey, don't discriminate against me. I actually went to the medical center and got these labels, which I don't like. They didn't really change me. Now I'm trying to learn on Zoom, and all those things that were bad, like disabilities and my hard to sit down in front of a computer, those all get amplified. And if I send an email to a teacher for clarification and they ignore me and then I finally get to talk to her, I sometimes come across adversarial, apparently, and I can believe that. Yeah. But don't, and this is a new word for me, gaslighting. I learned this thing, and it's been going on a long time. And I didn't even know what really racism was. I didn't even know what counseling was. I talked about it for other people. It's now all brand new subject to me. Now, I always did know what confidentiality was because I watched my nurse friends get laid off for a week or worse for opening up a chart just to see how they were doing because they were their patient last week.
We're the same with information, right?
So don't do that. And that was like so violating for me, and still is. And what happened here, and now you can, I don't know what you can put this or not, and my lawyer's not on the phone anymore, but what happened here was what I considered a very tame thing when I grew up, because now I realize how abused my parents were, my dad was to me, because I blocked all that out. Now I'm going to counseling. If I did shit at the farm or in the business or the uncles, this was nothing. You get caught in a cookie jar, you get exposed, your pants pulled down. Like, I just said, you know, here's an email, there's a picture, like, and now I get in trouble. I was like, where's this coming from?
So honestly, I'm gonna be honest, you didn't do it. You haven't committed an offense.
Well, I totally didn't think I did.
But all it is they say, hey, we're a university.
Well, they got PhDs too, right?
Yeah,
and they've never seen anybody get in a near miss like you and I have.
No, you're right. It's not. You're making a point.
It's like,
so all it is, honestly, they're like, hey, help, we're a university. Is someone going to come shoot up the school? So that, right?
No, but no.
I don't think they're going to do that. But I don't know getting the info from them, and we have to do our due diligence and go, hey, Axel, what's this about? And you explained it, and it makes logical sense to me, and I believe what you're telling me. So it's like, great. I update the file, and I don't have a concern that you're going to go shoot up the school.
Don't forget, I also have a doctor that I was trying to get a hold of today, and she's not unaware of what's going on, but she goes, I can't do anything about it. And I'm like, really? Give me a private email. Well, right now I'm still working in this building, but out there you can have it. I'm like, oh my God, really? Okay. And she's not very impressed, but at the same time, she's following.
What's happening
well, no, she believes that I should be able to have a confidential email to her.
You should. I believe. I mean,
yeah.
You have a confidentiality with your lawyer and with doctors,
Yeah,
not
so,
with university.
yeah,
Like I don't understand.
No,
how
they're mixing the academic and the wellness center. They're mixing together.
Yeah,
And,
that's an actual doctor, hey?
actual doctor, of course, 100% doctor.
Yeah.
And she's aware of what's going on, but at the same time, she just wants me just to get my exams in, and we'll deal with this part later. But she doesn't realize I can't even have the appointments with her because I missed them because she's not getting the Zoom. And that was really hot and fumey. But that was 1 o'clock. But by 1 o'clock and I missed the Zoom, I forgot what I had sent at 8 o'clock this morning. And then I was like, oh, I'm sitting in there thinking, what are these guys here for? Oh, I bet you afterwards. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So that's all it is. Just following up. Because I mean, otherwise we only get. There's always two sides to every story, and it's just like we get theirs, and it's like we need to talk to you, right? Because that's the thing.
I mean,
I was told you're a photographer and stuff, and it's like
also
you know, like
an artist and everything else.
It's not you with the gun. It's not. You never threaten anyone. It changes things.
They all saw it too. They all saw it because they all shared my images and they all voted and the critiques and all that shit and the only reason it caused a little harm is because it was unexpected. But he didn't even. He probably expected he could open it again because there's an option that says you can forward it to an address or you could what's the word? You could give another user to it or something.
Yeah.
And I sent 2 different ways. So the one way was the phone number, which he thought was, oh, don't worry about it. But then the next message was the easy way.
Yeah.
But the easy way had the Zoom, which it didn't get, which is the most important thing. Get it? It's like what you guys would do, a setup.
Yeah.
But it was an important meeting too. So
it's actually kind of smart. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if it wasn't,
I wish I could do other smart things, man. Well, I thought about it. I did think about other images. I go, well, should I have an image of me rolling in cash? I don't really have one of those images. Should I have an image of my cat? Well, that's kind of lame. I want an image that'll make them think and want to do something, but when they want to do something, it's gonna freeze. And that's what it did. And by that time, of course, they can do screenshots. But at the same time, if I was doing something bad and got caught, I would be like, well, I shouldn't be here because at some point I will have to explain why I'm reading Mrs. Jones' mail and then she slapped me in the back of the head with the baseball bat. I shouldn't have been in her mailbox.
Yeah.
You know, and I would be like, hey, I just got hit in the back of the head in the mail. No. Oh no, there's a letter in so-and-so's mailbox that says, I hate Axel, and if Axel's caught opening my mail again, I'm gonna make sure that he's in blah blah blah. I didn't say that. All my letter said was I'm gonna make sure that this is explained, and if it's open, it doesn't get to the intended person. It means it was intercepted. And if you want to intercept my academic mail because I scared some teachers, well, that's one thing. But my medical one, which is confidential, Dr. Martin, it shouldn't be opened. Anyway.
Oh, it's interesting. I'm glad I spoke to you because you really shed light on what's going on here.
Well, it's just kind of
the only thing.
sucks.
And I think you agree. It probably wasn't. If it was any other, even the porn would have had you in less problem than this.
She said no. The investigator
the
said
cops
no.
wouldn't have been involved. It's no crime in that, right?
Well,
depending what it is, there are some like child porn.
Well, no, I wouldn't do that. No,
other than that, it's not illegal, right?
But then I wouldn't even be able to relate it to my work. This one, I'm gonna have to send this image to her because it's part of my assignment. But it's gonna be in a piece of paper now.
So what's this? And you had the same fellow smoking a cigarette. What is that?
Slideshow.
Is it like an indigenous kind of
that one? That is performative arts.
This.
Yeah.
This. Okay.
Well, I use that as a background of my slides, so I had words come up in the next slide, or there was a TV. You didn't see that one though. A TV screen, and I put words in the TV screen while he's shooting pool. I just tried to make it less boring, even though that I have those grades and stuff. I just trying to have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, I agree. All right, man. Well, thanks for talking to me today.
Yeah. Please put a really honest word in there.
Oh, I will. 100%.
Like really honest.
I'm not here to throw you under the bus, but I appreciate you talking to me. And,
I'll let you out first, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good day, man.
You too.
Take